Welcome to our YouTube channel. Here are the NBA regular season latest games result, next game schedule, and the updated NBA team standings as of today, November 28th, 2024.
In the first of 14 NBA games played today, the Houston wins against the Philadelphia 76ers with a final score of 122-115 in overtime. Jalen Green led the Rockets in scoring with 41 points along with 7 rebounds, followed by Alperen Şengün 22 points and Amen Thompson 19 points. For Philadelphia, Tyrese Maxey led the Sixers with 39 points along with 10 assists, followed by Guerschon Yabusele with 22 points and Jared McCain 15 points. For the second game, the Los Angeles Clippers demolishes the Washington Wizards with the final score of 121-96. James Harden exploded for 43 points along with 7 assists, followed by Ivica Zubac 18 points and 16 rebounds, and Jordan Miller 15 points. Malcolm Brogdon led Washington with 17 points along with 6 assists, followed by Jonas Valanciunas, who also scored 17 points, and Alex Sarr 13 points. For the third game, the Miami Heat gets a close victory on the road by defeating the Charlotte Hornets with the final score of 98-94. Tyler Hero led Miami with 27 points along with 8 rebounds, followed by Duncan Robinson 22 points and Jaime Jaquez Jr. 11 points. For the Hornets, LaMelo Ball led the team in scoring with 32 points, followed by Brandon Miller 21 points and T.J. Salon 17 points. For the fourth game, the Orlando Magic took care of business at home with a 133-119 victory over the Chicago Bulls. Jalen Suggs led the Magic in scoring with 31 points, followed by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope 24 points and Franz Wagner 21 points. For Chicago, Ayo Dosunmu led the Bulls in scoring with 21 points, followed by Talen Horton-Tucker 20 points and Nikola Vucevic 19 points. For the fifth game, the Atlanta Hawks gets a huge victory on the road by defeating the league-leading Cleveland Cavaliers with the final score of 135-124. DeAndre Hunter led Atlanta in scoring with 26 points, followed by Jalen Johnson 22 points, and Trae Young had an incredible 2020 game, finishing with 20 points and 22 assists. For Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell led the Cavs in scoring with 30 points, followed by Evan Mobley 22 points and Darius Garland 19 points. For the sixth game, the Indiana Pacers gets a home victory over the Portland Trail Blazers with the final score of 121-114. Pascal Siakam led Indiana in scoring with 29 points, followed by Tyrese Halliburton 28 points along with 10 assists and Benedict Mathurin 24 points. For Portland, Anthony Simons led the Trailblazers in scoring with 30 points, followed by 17 points from both Shaedon Sharpe and Scoot Henderson. For the seventh game, the Dallas Mavericks took care of business at home by defeating the New York Knicks with the final score of 129-114. Najee Marshall led Dallas in scoring with 24 points, followed by Kyrie Irving 23 points and Spencer Dinwiddie 21 points. For New York, Jalen Bronson led the Knicks in scoring with 37 points, followed by Karl Anthony Towns 25 points and Mikal Bridges 20 points. For the eighth game, the Toronto Raptors gets an easy road victory as they defeated the New Orleans Pelicans with the final score of 119-93. Ochai Agbaji led Toronto in scoring with 24 points, followed by Jamison Battle, who also scored 24 points, and RJ Barrett 22 points. For New Orleans, C.J. McCollum led the Pelicans in scoring with 19 points, followed by DeJounte Murray and Jeremiah Robinson Earl, who both scored 14 points each. For the ninth game, the Sacramento Kings gets a much-needed victory on the road as they defeated the Minnesota Timberwolves with the final score of 115-104. Domantas Sabonis led Sacramento with 27 points along with 12 rebounds, followed by Malik Monk, who also scored 27 points, and De'Aaron Fox 26 points. For Minnesota, Anthony Edwards led the Wolves with 29 points, followed by Julius Randle 21 points, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker 17 points. For the 10th game, the Memphis Grizzlies continues to roll as they win big at home by defeating the Detroit Pistons with the final score of 131-111. Marcus Smart led Memphis in scoring, with 25 points in just 20 minutes of playing time, followed by Scottie Pippen Jr. and Jake LaRavia, who both scored 19 points each. For Detroit, Marcus Sasser led the Pistons in scoring with 22 points, followed by Simone Fontecchio 18 points and Jaden Ivey 17 points. For the 11th game, the Los Angeles Lakers finally breaks their mini slump after defeating the San Antonio Spurs on the road with the final score of 119-101. Los Angeles Lakers rookie Dalton Knecht continues to impress, leading the Lakers in scoring in this game with 20 points along with 8 rebounds, followed by Anthony Davis, 19 points and 14 rebounds, and D'Angelo Russell, 17 points. For San Antonio, Victor Wembanyama led the Spurs in scoring with 20 points along with 10 rebounds, followed by Harrison Barnes, 19 points, and Julian Champagne, 18 points. For the 12th game, the Denver Nuggets gets an easy road victory after defeating the Utah Jazz with the final score of 122-103. Nikola Jokic led the Nuggets with 30 points, along with 10 rebounds and 7 assists, followed by Jamal Murray, 22 points, and Michael Porter Jr., 19 points. For the Jazz, Colin Sexton led the team in scoring with 26 points, followed by Keontae George, 23 points, and Walker Kessler, 16 points. For the 13th game, the Brooklyn Nets took down the Phoenix Suns on the road, with the final score of 127-117. Tyrese Martin led Brooklyn in scoring with 30 points, followed by Dennis Schroeder, 29 points, and Trendon Watford, 18 points. For Phoenix, Devin Booker led the Suns in scoring with 31 points, followed by Kevin Durant, 30 points, and Bradley Beal, 17 points. For the 14th and final game played today, the Oklahoma City Thunder proves why they are number 1 in the West, as they defeated the previously West number 2 Golden State Warriors with the final score of 105-101. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander led the Thunder with 35 points, along with 9 rebounds, followed by Isaiah Joe, 17 points, and Isaiah Hartenstein, 14 points, along with 14 rebounds. For Golden State, Jonathan Kuminga led the Warriors in scoring with 19 points, followed by Budley Hield, 17 points, and Andrew Wiggins, 16 points. The greatest shooter of all time, Steph Curry, did not play in this game due to knee problems.
Now, let's take a quick and closer look at the updated NBA standings as of today.
In the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers remains at the top of the East team standings with 17 wins and only 2 losses. At the second spot is the Boston Celtics with 15 wins and just 3 losses and have won 6 straight games. Holding strong to the third place is the Orlando Magic with 13 wins and 7 losses and on a 4-game winning run. Still at fourth place is the New York Knicks, with 10 wins and 8 defeats. The Milwaukee Bucks climbed to the East top 5 with 9 victories and 9 losses, and have now won 5 consecutive matches. At the 6th spot is the Miami Heat, with 8 wins and 8 losses. At number 7 and number 8 are the Indiana Pacers and Brooklyn Nets, with an identical record of 9 wins against 10 defeats. At number 9th is the Atlanta Hawks with 8 wins and 11 losses. Completing the East top 10 is the Chicago Bulls with 8 victories against 11 losses. The Detroit Pistons is at the 11th spot with 8 wins and 12 loss record. At number 12 is the Charlotte Hornets with 6 wins and 12 losses and on a 3-game losing streak. At number 13 is the Toronto Raptors with 5 wins and 14 defeats. At number 14 is the Philadelphia 76ers with 3 wins and 14 defeats and have now lost back-to-back games. And at number 15, in the very bottom of the Eastern Conference standings, is the Washington Wizards with just 2 wins and already accumulated 15 losses and have lost league-worst 13 straight games. In the Western Conference, the Oklahoma City Thunder remains on top with 14 victories and just 4 losses, and on a 3-game winning streak. Moving up to the second spot is the Houston Rockets with 14 wins and 6 defeats, winning their last 2 assignments. Sliding down to the third spot is the Golden State Warriors with 12 victories and 6 defeats and have now lost 3 in a row. Moving up at number 4 is the Memphis Grizzlies with 12 wins and 7 losses and on a 4-game winning streak. Completing the West top 5 is LeBron James and the rest of the Los Angeles Lakers with 11 wins against 7 losses. At number 6 is the Los Angeles Clippers with 12 wins and 8 losses. And in the Denver Nuggets is at number 7 with 10 victories against 7 losses. At number 8 is the Dallas Mavericks with 11 wins and 8 defeats, riding on a 2-game winning run. At number 9 is the Phoenix Suns with 10 victories and 8 losses. Completing the West top 10 is the San Antonio Spurs with 10 wins and 9 defeats. The Sacramento Kings is at number 11 with 9 wins and 10 losses. At number 12 is the struggling Minnesota Timberwolves with 8 wins and 10 losses and have lost 4 straight matches. The Portland Trail Blazers is at the 13th spot with 7 wins and 12 defeats and on a 2-game losing streak. The Utah Jazz is at 14th place with 4 wins and 14 losses, losing 2 in a row. And at the very last place in the Western Conference standings is the New Orleans Pelicans with 4 wins and 15 losses and have lost their last 6 games.
Walang nakaschedule na NBA games for today, Tropa. This is to honor the Thanksgiving holiday in the United States today. Happy Thanksgiving to all our American friends and viewers.